Hi, boys and girls. Poison Girls, actually. That'd be a cool band name. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a good weekend. It's Monday in LA. I certainly had a good weekend. I just chilled and I actually DJ'd a friend's Zoom party, which was fun. He organized like 100 people to get together and do a Zoom party, and I DJ'd for a half hour over Zoom, socially distant. Um, So I have a cool video today. I had tweeted out a couple days ago asking if um, anyone wanted to interview me or any questions that they would have had for me or anything that they would want to know. And a guy called Bryan had responded. His Twitter is called Begone's Music with the Z. I haven't yet to check it out yet, but I will link his music in the bio down below. And he'd asked me all these amazing questions. Questions that I'd never really even gotten in like a full kind of like face to face, like more like editorial, whatever interview. So I was psyched to get these. They were really cool, and I thought that they'd be fun kind of questions to have. I kind of roughly have read through them, so I kind of prepared some rough answers. But as always, I'll kind of be freewheeling it rather. And the first question to come in, Bryan, good questions again. Thank you. Oh, also, if anyone else, if you guys want to do it again, just ask me, put 5 questions in that maybe I haven't answered in the comments, or DM them to me. My Twitter and Instagram are at the Jane Holiday. At the Jane Holiday. Let's get into it, all right? The first question is last 5 artists in my Spotify queue. Um, so I always listen to a bunch of random shit. I don't even know if my Spotify is going to be, um, uh, what's the word? If it's going to be like applicable to this, because I listen to like weird shit that I'm like, oh, what's that one song from the Disney Channel movie that I heard in like fourth grade? But my rotation currently has been there's this Israeli girl called Noga Erez that I really like. This band called the Beta Band that I got put onto. I'm a big Oasis guy, so that's always kind of in the rotation. I've been listening to Mating Ritual. I actually wrote their last song with them, so I know that they're in my top 5. I'm a big hip hop fan, so yeah, I like Young Thug a lot. He's always kind of in my rotation. And then the obvious kind of like Fatboy Slimmy, Brit Poppy things that I'm kind of always onto, Portishead and all that. Share one of my earliest road memories. That's good. Raj or Jane. Wow, that's deep. I used to have a project called Raj, where it's my first name, and Jane's my last name. So I kind of did like a transition, like a chronological transition. Um, wow, that's fire. He knows that. That's crazy. I haven't put out any Raj music in like 5 years or something. Like 6 or 7 years. That's amazing. Road stories. Yeah, sure. Probably Jane stories. Like, I don't know, like partying in the van from city to city, probably. Oh, that's a good one. That's really fun. It's a great memory. On the Xylo tour, we had one day. It was like the second day, and we all shared a van, right? So me and Paige and Lee, and me and Jane Holiday shared a drummer with Xylo, a guy called Peter, and Zoe, who's Alita. She was on the tour also, and she had dancers with her. So, and our tour manager for the whole thing, who works on my management team, Bree. She drove, so we're all in the back driving through the long state of Texas, and we're just getting absolutely wasted. And like we had to stopping at every gas station to pee, uh, and she must have been enjoying herself for the first kind of hour of it, but it was like lasted for for hours. And we finally get to Dallas, and we like the only place that's open is this like sports bar that serve food, and we realized as soon as we walk inside, like everyone's smoking cigarettes inside the bar, and I used to smoke a lot more. I have a nicotine pouch in to avoid smoking. But as soon as we got there, I was like, oh, I'm having every bit of this. Absolutely. Went in, found a pack of cigarettes. I'm like hungover from the drinking a couple hours ago, just like sitting, smoking, like Camel Crushes at the dinner table, which just to do it because you rarely get to that opportunity. That was amazing. Things I look forward to on the road, yeah, experiences like that, like memories I'll never forget. The last show I did in London with Xylo in September, we had played Camden Assembly, which used to be called it used to be called something else. A really popular venue. Like loads of my favorite bands have played there when they were smaller, and it's right by a big iconic venue called the Roundhouse. So I finished sound check, and like me and Nick, who's on, who came with me, who plays with me, we'd gone out, and like you walk by the Roundhouse, and we went to like a pub, and it was always kind of like my fascination with like Britpop. You finish sound check and you go to the pub. So we'd done that, and it's like the pub's like right by the Roundhouse, which is this like amazing venue, and that's like an amazing memory. That's like such a great memory, and such like an iconic kind of thing. And it was a good show. It was a really good show, which makes it even all the better. Oh, when and where do my muses find me? Through travel and through tour and playing shows and wanting to get bigger. I go to Paris a lot. I'm really interested in being there and like all the artists and everything that existed there. And there's such like a thing when you're there, such like a feeling there. So that's definitely a place where I find some sort of like longing and some sort of like inspiration and interest. Um, Travel London, I get the same thing. I spent a lot. I lived in India for 3 years. As a kid, my dad's Indian, so I definitely get that same kind of like. There's like a, for lack of a better word, like a wanderlusty kind of thing that happens through travel. So through traveling, also through YouTube, through interviews and like listening to other bands, interviews, I kind of get some sort of like inspiration and excitement to make stuff. I'm gonna kind of kick through these because we're already at 7 minutes. What's something you weren't doing 5 years ago that is now a part of my musical DNA? Hold on, where am I, man? Oh yeah, cool. Um, so producing, sampling. I never used to produce any of my own music, but now through quarantine, I've just started kind of producing more of my own music. So I didn't do that 5 years ago. Certainly didn't. And even just like being this passionate about writing songs, that was not a thing I did 5 years ago. I was just kind of doing it to do it, and then you kind of fall in love with it, and that then it kind of consumes you and becomes your identity, I guess. Um, Last three artist releases that made you rethink what I was doing. Yeah, for sure. Um, DMAs. Love. I mean, I don't even know if they've been releasing music since like 2013, but I love the DMAs, and they don't necessarily make me rethink what I'm doing, but they solidify because they've become so successful. They solidify that what they do, I feel like I do something sort of similar. Um, that there is a home for it and that it does work, because I find like here in the States, I don't have anyone I could compare myself to. But there's bands like in the UK, like Blossoms also. They kind of give me a hope. um, a band called Inhaler. Funny enough, I posted a video about a song called Inhaler, but I really like them. Um, and one more, a band that goes, man, I want to sound like that. I mean, yeah, I'll just leave it at them. I think those two are pretty safe answers. Oh, am I missing? No. Overrated, underrated gem in 2020. Overrated, TikTok, heavily overrated, heavily silly. Underrated, 2020 underrated. There's probably so many bands that are underrated. I would say Jane Holiday is the most underrated thing in 2020 at the moment. First thing that popped into your head when you realized that that was my last show for some time? No, I'm cool. I love playing shows. I like that as much as I like writing songs. But um, just like, all right, cool. When's this gonna open up so I can go back on tour? Wasn't that stressed about it. First thing that 2019 favorite shows I went to, show I wish I would have gone to, but I didn't. Tamino is my favorite show of 2019, no question. Also, Honey at the El Rey, just seeing my friends sell out such a big venue and like doing it from just grinding, and I really loved that. I really loved watching that. That was really awesome. Show. I wish I would have went to Tame Impala. I didn't go because coronavirus had just kind of kicked off. It's funny. I actually didn't go to Tamino that same or the night before also, which I had tickets for. Because it was like the couple days before lockdown, and I was kind of on the pulse or like pretty early into locking in. Composers and artists that keep me going. Yeah, the ones mentioned above, the DMAs and Blossoms. Um, I kind of wait for Emil Haney stuff, Mark Ronson as producers, which I actually think that question comes up again. Um, but those are people that I'm kind of always watching. Kendrick Lamar I love as well, so I wait for his music. Rap, like Travis Scott, I watch what he does and kind of like I'm like always Tyler the Creator. I'm like wondering what they're doing, and when they do stuff, I'm very aware and very on what they're doing. Um, must have for every songwriting session. Again, these are great questions, Brian. I really love these, and I love answering them. Um, songwriting sessions must have. I used to be a producer, but now that's not the case, which I'm very excited about. Sorry, itch. But now maybe like an instrument, I need some sort of something to write with. I'm not gonna like fucking sing jam. This I write a song with just like my voice. I'm not doing any of that. After Corona, I'm not going to be out as much. Not for the sphere of germs, but for the preservation of self kind of joy and work and being so productive during this time, which I'm so happy about, and finding like YouTube and finding outlets that I've become really passionate about. I think being home more because I used to always be gone. I mean, always. If I wasn't at home, I was in, because I live right outside of LA, about 40 minutes. So I was driving every day to sessions. And then if it wasn't sessions, I'd be out with friends on the weekend. And then if I wasn't even out with friends or in sessions, I'd be out of the state or out of the country. So I'm just going to be home more. I'm not going to go out as much. Drinking out, sleeping out, going to just as many sessions as possible. I'm not doing any of that. I'm going to be here more. Tips on how to stand out with your mask? Nope, just wear one. I think that's the safest. I think that's it. I tie a bandana, and that not even because it looks cool, just because I don't have the surgical mask. Um, what do I look for in my songs, and when is it done? I don't know when it's done. It's done when it's out, and even then, it's still not done. And because I still hear things, I'm like, fuck, I don't like the way that sounds, or ooh, I wish I would have said that. Because a lot of times I move with the I move with the momentum. Like I think that song's like I just even some words like I have a song called Living. I pretty much am not saying anything in the verses, but I just like it. I think it sounds cool. I think that I move with that feeling, and I look for a universality in my music, in my songs. If it doesn't have some sort of a universal message, I don't like songs that are too specific. I want something that's for all the people. That's what I'm always writing for. Like Bittersweet Symphonies. That's the best song in the world, and that's a song that sounds like it's for everybody, and I like that feeling. Test drive songs, yes or no? Yeah, for sure. Especially coming home from the studio, always test drive the MP3 to be like, is this song good? If it sounds good the next day, I generally run with it, and I kind of know automatically if I think it's good or not. Yeah. Fashion trend do I want to see pushed beyond 2020 or 2020 and beyond? Yeah, I like that scarf. I was thinking about this today. Though, like everyone's tying a scarf up and tying it in the back and letting like the down hair. I think that looks dope. Something I will probably be doing once I hit my spiritual guy phase, which I'm slowly turning into, stylistically, like desert spirit music guy, I with the baggy pants and like the loose tops and everything. Um, Beatles, Stones all day, no question. This Rock or Stone Cold, I never watched wrestling, so I have no idea. Producers that I look forward to listening to. Hmm. Um, Email, Mark Ronson, for sure. Yeah, Email and Mark Ronson. Kevin Parker is from Tame Impala. I like Porches. I think he produces his own music too. Um, Who would I like to collaborate for my next jams? Any of the people above. James Ford. I'd love to work with James Ford. Paul Epworth. Those are all super producers. There's this guy called Heather that I really love. That I would love to work with him. K Dot or Kendrick. Kendrick all day. No question about that. Not a question. I do like Drake though. Drake is dope. Sometimes he plays a little bit. He goes too memey for me though, and sometimes he's too culture guy, and he's not like I am a legend, a musician. I'm gonna make pieces of art. He kind of sometimes makes culture like he's already on. I don't know why he did Tulsi Slide or whatever. I don't get it. What is going to be something I want to try at my shows when we're allowed in public? So I was thinking about this yesterday. I want to go back to a three piece, drums, bass, and drums, bass, keyboard, and I'll play guitar more. I just like the way it looks. I like the ease of it, but I mainly like the way it looks, and it makes my kind of retrofitted, retro feeling kind of show a little bit more current and like today. And I like that. I think that that's a cool contrast to a lot of the recordings. What's something I'm gonna want to try at show? Oh, quarantine must have munchies. Well, excuse me. Um, this is not a good answer, but I've been drinking a lot of protein shakes, because it's quick and like if I sit and like elaborate on some fucking meal every day, then I'm gonna gain 1,000,000 pounds, which I'm not interested in doing. So we'll leave it at that one. I know it's not fun, but or sexy, or I guess it's maybe sexy because it's health conscious. Um, Moving forward, what's one thing we can? I wish that we'll do away with modern travel. I don't know, man. Lines maybe airport could be a little bit more automated. I feel like I should get that global entry thing because I do travel a lot. I need to get my passport renewed, which reminds me because I'll do that right after I finish this video. Last museum I went to, last question, and museums I want to go to after Corona. Last museum was probably in Paris in like December, Jan. Um, and I went to the Musée Orangerie or something. It's where they have all the Monets, and it's amazing. It was like $10 to enter. It was totally worth every euro. Um, and a museum I want to go to after Corona. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to Paris actually right after Corona is open, or it's over, or the traveling's open. And I will go to the Louvre. Probably not. Probably won't even go there. Um, I definitely won't go there. I've been there a million times, and I actually think it's kind of boring. I'm not that into museums actually. I don't have that patience. Um, I kind of like them actually. They're all right. I don't know. Maybe like one. Oh, I'd like to go to like Dali's house or go to Giverny. They have. I think it was Monet that had like his own like house, and he painted and lived there. So that would be cool. All right, folks. Another one down. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry it's long again, but if any of you guys also have questions, put them in the comments, and I'll do this once a week. I'll do like a interview kind of video once a week. I'm happy to do it. So subscribe, do the full deal, hit the bell. I hear people say I don't even know what it does, but hit the bell. I think it's notifications, but do that, and I'll be posting something else soon. All right, bye.